We're getting new reaction to President Biden's very bleak ratings in CNN's exclusive new poll.
Biden wake-up call.
Biden, according to new poll numbers tonight, is being weighed down by many weaknesses.
They say he does not have the stamina and the sharpness.
The numbers paint a bleak picture for President Biden and his re-election campaign for 2024.
His popularity is seeing a drop among Democrats.
As you know, these are pretty brutal poll results for President Biden.
I mean, look at the sour mood of Americans.
They say that he has not helped the economy.
Only 30% of Americans in our poll say things are going well in the country. 7 in 10 say they're going badly.
55% who say Joe Biden's actions regarding Hunter Biden have been inappropriate.
Say he acted inappropriately regarding the investigation of his son Hunter.
Approval rating is now sitting at just 39%. That much where Donald Trump's approval rating was in 2019.
Biden is hanging down here with Trump and Carter. Well, guess what? Trump and Carter, they didn't win their attempts at re-election. So
there is a problem.
There's no doubt about it. The polls say what they say.
All right, guys. So yesterday I did a video about how Trump is not only destroying Joe Biden, but he's also destroying Kamala Harris in the polls as well, too. And this is a big deal because there are Democrats out here who want Joe Biden to drop out of the race, okay? They want somebody else to step up and be the nominee, which is a fascinating thing to watch because Democrats out of one side of their mouth, they'll say that Biden needs to drop out, he needs to step down. But anybody that challenges Joe Biden, like, for example, a Robert Kennedy Jr., they smear as a conspiracy theorist or they attack him for having white male privilege, which is basically how they've been attacking Democrat Representative Dean Phillips, who declared that he is going to run against Joe Biden because Joe Biden's too old. Right now, he loves all Joe Biden policies, but quite simply, Joe Biden's too old, so therefore he's running against Biden. Anybody that runs against Biden is smeared, right? But at the same time, again, they'll say, well, you know, Biden needs to drop out. Okay, we need some change. Okay, it's just pretty fascinating to see the Democrats fall apart. But in my video yesterday, in which I talked about Kamala and her poll numbers being just as bad, worse than Joe Biden's, and Trump is curb stomping her the same way that he's curb stomping Biden. I mean, he's curb stomping Kamala worse. You had a affirmative action guest on MSNBC basically suggest that in order for Democrats to win, they should promote Kamala more, right? Promote Kamala more because of intersectionality, because she's allegedly black and she allegedly has a vagina. That's how you're going to get people to vote for Democrats.
There is one secret weapon, not so secret, that they have at their disposal. That's Kamala Harris. On all of these issues, whether it's reproductive rights, affirmative action, voter suppression, just democracy broadly, for all of the reasons that you talked about at the top in terms of desegregation and the challenges to that. Here is an individual with the level, the kind of intersectionality that is the future of the American voter and the Democratic Party, not the past. So why not put her out there to be able to speak to both the policy and the emotional content and urgency of these issues? That's what the Democrats need to do going.
Right, you're going to put somebody out there that is even more unpopular than Joe Biden to be the face of the Democrat Party. That's what they need to do in order to win, okay? Which tells you everything you need to know about how these establishment Democrats or MSNBC think, as they know absolutely nothing, right? They know absolutely nothing. And this also applies to establishment Republicans as well, too, particularly the consultants and the liberal media talking heads. They don't know what they're talking about, right? And that brings me to this video right here of Joe Scarborough, who is a Trump deranged Democrat. Now, he says he's independent. He used to be a Republican, but he's really a Democrat. He's a Trump deranged Biden supporter on MSNBC who is going to melt down over the fact that Biden's political consultants, his advisors in the White House, have actually given Biden some good advice if he wants to beat Trump. But Joe Scarborough actually thinks that is bad advice, okay? And that advice that Joe Biden has been given, apparently, allegedly, is to stop attacking Trump, right? Don't attack Trump. And Joe Scarborough is going to get upset that that is the advice that the president is being given. Take a look.
So,
let's see.
Again, Joe Biden's been
goes.
underestimated his entire life. He's being underestimated now. This is not a smart, not smart bet to bet against him. But if people want to, they can certainly. Yeah. That's their right. I will say, just following up though, Willie, on what John just said, like the Biden White House is actually debating whether Joe Biden should attack Donald Trump or not. This reminds me of 1988. And Michael Dukakis saying, I'm not going to answer those Bush attacks, saying I'm unpatriotic, while he's going to flag factories all over the country. And Dukakis he kept mowing his lawn with his push mower going, I'm not going to answer those attacks. You got to answer those attacks. And like whoever inside the White House is telling Joe Biden not to attack Donald Trump, stop it. Seriously, stop it, all right? And maybe start a lawn service with push lawnmowers, because you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're talking about, and you're costing the president. You really are. You're costing him points. This is a political battle to the end. Donald Trump is trying to destroy Joe Biden. I'm not exactly sure, Willie, who inside the White House is saying, hey, when you go up against the champ, Mike Tyson in 91, Muhammad Ali in like 73, you should fight by Marcus of Queensberry rules. No, you got to go after him. No holds barred. And yet, Willie, they're still trying to debate. Do we play nice in this campaign, or do we actually take it to a guy that stole nuclear secrets, has been accused of being a rapist by a New York judge, and has 91 felony counts against him charged? It's not hard. I don't think this is hard, and I'm not sure who inside the White House is making this hard.
Well, it goes without saying that Donald Trump's not going to fight fair. He's going to go nuclear whenever he has the chance, and he's doing that every day. Did it yesterday outside the courtroom. The case from the White House, as Jonathan knows, is we're going to run on our record. But you can do both. You can say, hey, the economy's pretty good. Here's why. And you can also say the guy I'm running against might tear down the democracy, and here's why what he's saying about me is false. Two things at once, as we like to say on the show.
Yeah, so you see now, you heard that. Okay, now they say that you should not disturb your enemy while they are destroying each other, right? Because that's what's happening in the Democrat Party. That party is literally falling apart. There's a Democrat civil war currently going on, and it's truly fascinating to watch, okay? So honestly, I shouldn't be making this video, right? I should be saying the things I'm saying out loud. But the political analyst in me has prompted me to make this video, because for the life of me, I really don't understand how these people get paid millions of dollars to go on television and to say the wrong things, right? I mean, I've said this before about Ron DeSantis and his advisors, his political consultants. These people are getting paid millions of dollars to tell Ron DeSantis how to lose, okay? And they're not acknowledging the political reality that Donald J. Trump is Teflon, right? Donald Trump has been attacked ever since he came down the escalator at Trump Tower in New York and announced he was running for president. He's been attacked every single day relentlessly since then. There's no attack against Trump that we haven't heard. He's been called every name in the book, okay? We have the criminal justice system throwing the book at him, right? We have political persecutions against him. And it has done nothing but make Trump stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, you know? But yet and still, you have these people, whether that be Ron DeSantis' political advisors, or you have people like Joe Scarborough or MSNBC going out here and say, yeah, it's a great idea to keep attacking that guy, right? Keep attacking that guy, right? When attacks against Trump only make Trump stronger. So, hey, I agree, right? Keep attacking Trump, right? Keep throwing the attacks at him. Keep doing it, okay? Because you're not doing anything but making it much more likely for Trump to win. Trump's poll numbers were the lowest when the media wasn't talking about him 24/7, right? Before the indictment, okay? Back in the middle of 2022, okay? the end of 2021, again, Trump's poll numbers were in the tank, right? And at one point, again, it looked like DeSantis could beat him in the primary. But Trump got stronger once Ron DeSantis started attacking him, okay? Once the mainstream liberal media started attacking him and started throwing the politically motivated indictments against him. And then lo and behold, Trump's poll numbers are going up. They're skyrocketing. Because again, the guy gets stronger the more that you attack him. I don't understand why these people don't realize this. In this situation, Biden's White House advisors are actually right. They're correct. It does not help Biden. You don't gain anything from continuing to attack Trump. There's nothing that can be said about Trump that hasn't already been said about Trump. You're not swaying anybody by continuing to claim that Trump is a threat to democracy. Meanwhile, the party that claims that Trump is a threat to democracy won't even have a primary, right? They're not even having a fair primary. Okay, it's just so funny how that works. Also, on top of that, attacking Trump while the economy is terrible, the border is open, you're driving us into World War III also is not helping. Okay, here's the thing. I've said this before and I'll say it again, and it might sound like a controversial thing, but I promise you, like, I really believe that if Biden wanted to win, what Biden needs to do is just basically be a Republican. Just be a Republican. Okay, abandon the woke left, okay, because that's the problem with the Democrat Party. Biden needs to go back to Crime Bill Joe, right? He needs to be like, nah, we're going to close the border. We're going to send the military to the border. We are going to take up the Republican legislation that is currently sitting in the Senate to add more security to the border, to secure the border. This is what I'm going to do, right? If Biden came out here and started going hardcore on illegal immigration, right? If he actually closed the border, if he started doing mass deportations, I guarantee you his poll numbers will go up. People will be more likely to vote for him. Now, he'll lose the far left, right? He might lose, but he's probably going to lose them anyways, right? They're not motivated to vote for him because he's not doing the far left agenda of, relieving student loan debt, right? Canceling student loan debt. He hasn't really done that to the point where they want him to do it. His support of Israel is making it so they don't want to vote for him. So you're probably going to lose them anyways. They're probably going to sit out regardless. But the moderate Democrats and the independents who are basically like, you know what? I might vote for Trump because I think that Trump is going to secure the border, right? Trump is probably going to do better on the economy. They might actually think about voting for Biden, right? Especially if they don't necessarily like Trump as a person, okay? So if I'm Biden, I would, first and foremost, hey, I'm going to secure the border. We're going to take out the Republican legislation. I'm going to do a crime bill, right? I'm going to do a crime bill. I'm going to be a Republican, right? I'm going to be a Republican. He needs to run to the center, okay? Again, that's basically what Bill Clinton did in the 90s. It works, okay? Because the excesses of the left are the main reason why this country is in a disaster. And Biden, the fact that he's been listening to his political advisors up until this point at least, tell him, oh, just attack Trump. Come out here and talk about how great everything has been in regards to your policies when it hasn't been, right? He needs to come out here and just tell the truth. No, it hasn't been great. We haven't done a great job. And quite honestly, we got to change. We got to do something differently, okay? And this is what I'm going to do differently. I'm going to work with Republicans, and I want Republicans to come to the table to cut spending. We're going to, solve the deficit problem, or at least attempt to when it comes to spending. We're going to secure the border. We're going to take care of crime. If you do those things, right, you are more likely to keep those independent and moderate voters. Right. And again, I shouldn't be saying this out loud. I really shouldn't be. But again, the political analyst in me listens to these people like Joe Scarborough, okay, that get paid millions of dollars to say this stuff on national television, literally say things that quite literally have not worked and it's not going to work. Attacking Trump doesn't work. Again, I've said the same thing about DeSantis. DeSantis coming out here attacking Trump. He's doing it more and more and more now. He's attacking. It doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. You're guaranteeing that Trump wins, right? Which again, this is what I want, right? This is, hey, I'm not too upset about them doing that. But at the same time, part of me is kind of like, I don't want to wait another year while we have millions of illegals coming across the border to actually get the policy changes that we need, right? If Joe Biden steps up and actually works with Republicans to secure the border, I can't really be mad about that, right? I can't be upset about it because ultimately, in the day, I'm much more concerned about the border being secure regardless of who does it, right? If a Democrat does it, great, I'll give him credit, okay? But I'm just saying, politically speaking, if I'm Joe Biden, I'll run to the center, man. I would abandon the Democrats. I would abandon the far left. I would put the ball in the Republicans' court and say, okay, let's do your legislation. Let's do it. Let's get on board with it. And at the very least, it makes Joe Biden seem like a guy that's, again, he's distanced from the far left and he's actually really thinking for himself. And he's actually running the country as commander in chief. And again, not just going along with what his advisors are telling him to do in regards to coming out here and trying to piss on people's legs and tell them that it's raining by touting policies that have failed, right? Which again, I think is a part of the problem. You can't tell people that the economy is great and that everything is perfect when it's not, right? When people are objectively struggling, okay? They're paying $700 more per month just to live per household, right? While we're sending $900 per household to Ukraine. Mortgage rates are out of control. People can't afford housing. People can't afford rent. Illegals are invading our neighborhoods. And when you come out here and you tell people, oh, it's all great, everything is good. Yeah, that's why people are banning you. That's why people are like, no, I'm not going to vote for this. I'd rather vote for Trump. At the very least, Trump is keeping it 100 about the state of the country, right? He's telling the truth about the situation that we're currently facing. So again, hey, in regards to Trump getting elected, I hope that Biden keeps attacking Trump. I hope that he takes the advice of people like Joe Scarborough, who in my opinion has no clue what he's talking about. Keep doing that, right? And that's going to guarantee a Trump landslide victory. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.